In this video, I will be walking you through how I made this artwork step by step, from the very first sketch to the final piece. And yes, there will be moments where it looks absolutely terrible. Hello everyone, it's Ashley again and welcome back to the channel. Grab a drink, mentally prepare yourself, and let's get into it. So we're starting with a really rough sketch. And when I say rough, I mean this is held together by hopes and vibes. If you're someone who sketches cleanly on the first try, congratulations, this is not that. This time, I'm drawing fan art for the anime The Water Magician. Please tell me in the comments if you've watched it because I need validation that I'm not the only one obsessed with it. I love the atmosphere, I love the magic, and clearly I love it enough to put myself through drawing it. When I sketch, I don't care about the details yet. I care about the movement. I care about the energy. I care about whether the pose feels like it could exist in real life, or at least in anime logic, but that is a completely different thing that we will not be talking about. Once the sketch is down, we move on to the do I feel like doing line art today stage. You can do line art. You should do line art. Did I? No. Why? Because motivation said so. I just clean up the sketch until it looks intentional. I actually prefer it this way because my line art sometimes looks stiff. And I want this piece to feel alive, not like it's being held together hostage by perfect lines. Important PSA, flip your canvas. Flip it again, flip it a third time. If something looks weird, then it is weird. I use the liquify tool here to fix proportions because I would rather fix them now than notice them at the very end and emotionally shut down. Next up, the background. You can skip this part if backgrounds scare you because I get it. We all do that sometimes. But, I decided to draw mountains, which is a bold choice for someone who is still learning mountains. I know. I love putting myself through that suffering sometimes. Anyways, I start with the sky because it sets the mood. I used a gradient tool that goes from dark to light because I was going for a sunset feel. And also because gradients make you look like you know what you're doing. Duh. I was just joking. Then, I drew the mountain silhouettes on a separate layer. This is where the lasso fill tool carries the entire process. Clean edges, sharp shapes, suddenly I'm a landscape artist. Wow! Everybody give me applause. Thank you, thank you. You're too kind. If you're using IbisPaint and you've never seen the lasso fill tool before, it's hiding. Go to liquify, tap the three dots, and boom, life-changing. I alpha lock the silhouette layer and start adding the light where the sun would hit. I'm not thinking too hard here, just sun here, rock bright, other side, sad. Just like everyone's. Then I start pushing contrast. Brighter brights, darker darks. If it looks scary, then you're probably doing it right. I also add harsher shadows on the light areas because rocks are messy and nature does not care about clean blending. On a new layer set to add, I use the lasso tool to select the mountain peaks and airbrush a soft yellow. Suddenly, sunlight. Fake lighting is my best friend. Cloud time! Same process. Silhouette first, then light, big shape to small, blah 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 blah. Do the clouds look amazing? No. Do they look acceptable? Also no. But they add depth and that's a win-win for me. Now back to the character before I overthink the background. I block in the base colors very roughly. This stage also looks bad. That's normal, so don't panic. For shadows, I use a multiply layer set around 50% opacity and slowly build them up. I try not to over-render them because I'll spend 3 hours shading something no one will notice. Once I'm satisfied, I merge all the characters into one. Once I'm satisfied, I merge all the character layers into one. Backgrounds stay separate because we believe in organization. Occasionally. Now it's cleanup time. I refine lines, erase chaos, and decide where I want thicker lines. For this style, the focal point gets the thickest lines and everything else slowly gets thinner as it moves away. Very subtle, very sneaky, very aesthetic, very professional and ethical of me. For the hair, I use a super textured brush because I love messy hair. The contrast between chaotic hair and clean clothes crushes my brain in the best way possible. And finally, the finishing touches, highlights, tiny adjustments, unnecessary changes, and doing those changes, redoing them again, staring at the canvas for 5 minutes, asking myself, is this done? And eventually, yes, it's done. I stop before I make it worse. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching and surviving the entire process with me. Let me know in the comments if you want a more detailed tutorial. Let me know in the comments if you want a more detailed tutorial on any part of this, or if you just want to watch me struggle again. And I'll see you in the next video. Hugs and kisses. Bye!